I'm here in London where education ministers from around the world alongside major technology companies including Google and Microsoft are gathering for the Education World Forum, a summit focused on one major question: how to prepare future generations for a world increasingly shaped by artificial intelligence, climate challenges and global instability. The forum brings together ministers from dozens of countries to exchange ideas on building more resilient and inclusive education systems. Azerbaijan's education minister, Emin is also taking part in the discussions, focusing on how education systems must prepare young people for a rapidly changing future.
One of the biggest gatherings, not only the ministers of education, but also we have here a lot of international organizations, a lot of international actors, including a lot of educators and people who do have a dedicated their activities in life for education. It's one of the best opportunities for many countries for bilateral meetings, for exchanging ideas, and just broadly speaking, sharing the best practices and so on. So for us, for me, it's maybe 12th World Education Forum, and I was here in different capacities, starting from 2014. And over the last few years, as you know, Azerbaijan is also implementing a lot of different educational reforms on different areas, from curriculum, teacher education, teacher training, as well as assessment. Well, we are part of the major international assessment initiatives like PISA, TIMSS, PIRLS, where we have our own data, and this data is also pretty much interesting for many countries. And as well as definitely digitalization and AI, which I do believe that are the major directions of the discussion at the moment. But nevertheless, we do have the classic, I would say, challenges such as the women education, girls education, broader the questions of equity in education, the welfare of the students, bullying, and all this type of, education, as you know, maybe hundreds of different topics. So for us, for me personally, this year is more about the digitalization and AI, and we do have a lot of interesting meetings with the major key players and the global players, trying to understand and to share Azerbaijani experience, as well as to gain as much as possible from the best global practices. We have a strategy, so it doesn't work like you come to forum, you learn, and you go back and you apply, and then you come back again. So it's a more like there's ongoing process, which is more about making education more accessible, increasing the quality of education, like broadly speaking, and decreasing the differences or achieving better equity, let's say, as well as trying to achieve the better governance. And this is the major objectives for any education system, including for the education system of Azerbaijan. And for us, we are very proud that over those years we do observe very solid evidence of improving on every single aspect. Few examples, we moved from one-digit preschool access rate to almost 40% in Azerbaijan. Especially, I have to highlight the increase of the enrollment rates for 5 to 6-year-olds, so where we almost reached the 90%, which means every kid who starts the secondary general education, primary education, every 90% of our kids, they have at least 1 year of the preschool. And I personally believe that we still do not observe that the impact of this initiative, which we started 2016-17. I do believe that next PISA cycles will capture the impact. Or, this entire teacher reform, which is, I'm sure, is one of the unique ones in the world. It's a very, in a way, it's very aggressive, or you can call it maybe large scale, if you want to choose the positive wording. But the entire process of this teacher certification program, and with an attempt to increase the quality of teaching, I do believe that this is something, well, very unique and very specific, context-specific to Azerbaijan. Well, our initiatives on STEM education, I'm sure that's something we are also happy to share, as well as in a higher education. I mean, we do plan a lot of meetings here with the major leading US university ranking systems, and I do believe that there are a lot of data sharing there, like how our research capacities, employability of the university graduates, and so on and so forth again. I mean, and what we observed at Azerbaijani universities over the last maybe 3 years, we have a very the very steady increase of the quality of research, employability, general reputation, internationalization, and sustainability practices across the higher education institutions of Azerbaijan. And as a result of it, we do have 6 universities in top 1,000 of the world universities, which we didn't have any just 3 years ago. So, and again, well, this is a long journey, which is not the 1 year or 3 years. It's, I think, probably a couple of decades minimum. And I mean, well, you can see the results of the certain initiatives which are taken probably today. I mean, you start to see results in early 10, 15 years, I mean, maybe more, some of them in 30 years if you judge on the labor market implications. I mean, if you ask my subjective personal opinion as an educator, I'll say what really matters, and I do not believe that the AI will change this. AI will change a lot of things, but it's rather still like what is going to stay as an important or very important part of education. It's a fundamental skills, or you can call it functional literacy. Like you have to be, well, as any education system, especially early childhood and primary years, they must equip the student with the certain fundamental skills, which are competencies, even the right word probably here, reading, mathematical, reasoning, and well, natural sciences and so on. And the entire story starts, I think, afterwards, because if you have a good basis, AI can just make things much faster, definitely improve learning and improve learning outcomes. And I do believe that AI will have a huge impact on equity. Well, in which way, it's a question, I mean, maybe for researchers, but then it's a matter of time. If we specifically talk about Azerbaijani education, we do see over the last few years quite positive dynamics on learning outcomes. And we do see a lot of good examples of the AI applications, including like this. We had a very good meeting here with the application of the Google Gemini, the application for the teachers. As you know, Minister of Education distributed more than 30,000 licenses across Azerbaijani schools, and we see very active usage. That's what makes us happy. So again, probably too early to talk about the impact or outcomes, but I am sure that whatever is going on, and I mean, there are a lot of actions, which is very important, and I do believe that they will have the positive implications in the, well, in some future. Like whether how near it is, it's a very big question. We only continue this journey with the, well, the most capable or the big players, rather going by our own. So collaboration here is very important. At the same time, we need to be very, well, I will not use the word careful, but probably we have to assess different options, understanding how the key question is a vision, and then you have to choose among the existing options which best fit to the vision which was set. As you know, in Azerbaijan, His Excellency President Aliyev has established the AI Council, which I do believe that will accelerate the entire AI adoption process, including in education and other fields. And we had these discussions like how and when and in which, well, again, ways we can improve it and we can accelerate the adoption process. But as you know, this is, well, very fast and very new. So it's a kind of very recent. but every year we have so many, we observe a lot of differences, a lot of changes. So in that sense, I think, well, this is not that easy to respond, but definitely answering your question, yes, we do believe that we have to work together. Well, as you know, Azerbaijan is one of the countries which is providing very generous scholarships for Azerbaijani state citizens, young people. I'm myself very proud of being one of the graduates of this program a few years ago, and now serving as a Minister of Science and Education in Azerbaijan. But this initiative of the President still continues, and starting from 2007, almost 20 years, next year we'll celebrate and thousands of young Azerbaijanis got the chance to study in different universities across the world. Most of those universities are top schools. Now every year we send 500 students, undergrad and graduate students, including the doctoral students. Yesterday I had the chance to talk with our students here in the UK, where most of our Azerbaijani students are coming. More than 300, I was 370 if I'm not mistaken, last year, cohort only. And again, we are very optimistic because we are still searching, because it must be not only just sending people, it's an entire value chain, like whom do you send, how do you send, what is the selection criteria, and because it's a very important bet and investment on each individual. Yes, it's going to change a lot. I think it's going to be more decentralized, and maybe we have to focus more and more on a welfare of children, like how do they feel and how the soft skills. Mostly people are talking about it, but generally social emotional. I mean, if you ask me what I worry more about, it's more social emotional development of kids, because learning outcomes we can make things work. Not easy, but possible. But if we talk about social emotional, like because the society is changing so much with all social media, with the family as being institution is changing. So how we will operate as a public schools, making our young generation of children to be more protected and to be able to in the future to face all the challenges, which is. But again, I mean, the future is all about uncertainty. So, I mean, that's, I think, the entire point, that they're preparing young people for uncertainty rather than setting some certain scenarios.